Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. It's official. The 2016 provincial election campaign is underway in Saskatchewan. This October, residents across Saskatchewan will be choosing the next round of representatives for their city or town council, as the current municipal four-year term draws to a close. This was the scene recently in downtown Swift Current as a number of local parents joined others across the province in a rally to get more attention to the shortage of midwives. Thanks for joining us here today. Well, let the campaign begin. Saskatchewan voters will be heading to the polls on April the 4th. It's official. The 2016 provincial election campaign is underway in Saskatchewan. The writ was dropped on Tuesday, marking the start of official campaigning for all parties across the province until Election Day on April the 4th. Here in the Swift Current constituency, incumbent and current Premier Brad Wall will campaign against newcomer Haley Clark of the NDP. Wall will be seeking another term as MLA for his home riding, since first being elected in 1999. While Clark, who grew up in the Vanguard area, will mark her first endeavor in provincial politics. Across the Southwest, a number of new faces will take their first run in provincial politics, including Saskatchewan Party candidate Doug Steele for Cypress Hills. Steele, the former reeve for the RM of Gull Lake, will be up against the NDP's Barb Jenner, a business owner in Maple Creek. And in the Wood River constituency, Dave Merritt, a farmer and former president of SARM, will represent the Saskatchewan Party as he takes on the NDP's Brenda Jenner, an award-winning film costume designer. In the coming weeks, all candidates will be asking for your support, with advance polls scheduled for March 29th through April the 2nd, and Election Day on April the 4th. As municipal elections get underway later this fall, Shaunavon's Mayor Sharon Dickie will be bidding farewell to local politics. This October, residents across Saskatchewan will be choosing the next round of representatives for their city or town council, as the current municipal four-year term draws to a close. Here in the Southwest, most candidates have yet to step forward. However, Sharon Dickey in Shaunavon has already announced she will not be seeking re-election. After 22 years on Shaunavon Town Council, 16 of which she served as mayor, Dickey says it's time to move on.
I have been challenged by some excellent people, but lucky enough to win the position each time. But I never wanted to leave until I felt comfortable that there was someone to follow me. And I have to say that I have a very strong council now, and I expect one of them to be stepping up, and so that makes it easier for me to step aside. It's just a good year. It's a good time for me to leave.
And without a campaign to be planning for this fall, Dickey will now have another challenge to face.
Well, on December 4th, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I can assure you that wasn't the reason that I'm going to be leaving. But you know what? If my life has all been sort of categorized and timed, and this, if I'm going to have breast cancer, I guess it's good timing to have it now, because I had made my decision to leave. So when you ask me what I'm going to be doing, I know that I'm going to be dealing with my health for the next few months.
A challenge which Dickey will tackle head-on with her positive attitude, much like the many challenges she's faced over the years as mayor of Shaunavon. Spurred by the request for help of a local resident 23 years ago to get Beverly Manor built in Shaunavon, Dickey took her stance before council of that day and helped them change their mind to allow this group home to be built in the community. From a desire to help people and make a positive change in her community, Dickey eventually took her seat in council chambers as an alderwoman and then mayor of Shaunavon. And over the years has pushed the envelope to make certain projects a reality, such as the Crescent Point Wickenheiser Center, a facility which stemmed from the original concept of Project 2002, when Town Council and several other committee members came to the realization that the aging Jubilee Arena could no longer qualify for an insurance policy. And the choice was made to build a new recreation complex.
First of all, the community wasn't unified in their decision. However, as a council and as a committee of the arena, we knew that we had no choice but to move forward with the new plans. So we engaged architects and engineers, and they drew up plans. First of all, they were the wish list of what we would like to see in the arena, and we scaled down quite a bit. We kept scaling down because the cost kept rising, and of course we ended up phasing it in 3 phases. It's a magnificent structure and one that we're really proud of, but we paid dearly for it, and I don't mean in terms of just money. There was a lot of criticism and controversy from people, but I dare say there isn't anyone that isn't proud of what we've done today.
And along with securing a bank loan and hosting various community fundraisers, Dickey took it upon herself to secure investment from large corporations outside of Shaunavon.
My council approved my trips to Calgary, and I entered the boardrooms of oil companies personally. It was quite intimidating. I probably met with 15, 16 major oil companies in Calgary. The first visit I think I had close to $1 million that I came away with. So from that, we raised probably $7 million from the oil companies. When the oil surfaced again, back to Calgary I went, and we raised more money and had the support of Crescent Point, our major sponsor, and Crescent Point saw the value of sharing their name with Haley Wickenheiser.
A $40 million facility which was officially opened in July of 2011 and now in place to attract larger-scale hockey and curling events for years to come. As an ambassador for the town through her tenure, Dickey also brought her voice to the table advocating for improved health care in Shaunavon and assisted with various regional projects such as Action Southwest and the Southwest Waste Management Regional Facility. Now, as she moves on to the next stage of her life, Dickey says she'll focus on her family and travel and reflect on all of the great memories on council and the dignitaries she's met over the years, with the hope that the positive momentum for Shaunavon will continue well into the future.
I think we're a community that's going to remain a regional community, and services have to be provided in this area. We've always been designated as a regional community, and I'd like to see Shaunavon expand even more. I think we have great professional services, but I believe we could be providing more.
Sharon Dickey has been a resident of Shaunavon for 35 years and served 22 years on town council.
The last floats were just leaving as the first floats were coming back. It's awesome! Awesome! It's huge. Biggest I've ever seen.
Saskatchewan parents are asking for more choice and more midwives. We have more in this report. This was the scene recently in downtown Swift Current as a number of local parents joined others across the province in a rally to get more attention to the shortage of midwives. Megs Reynolds is a young mother from Swift Current who spearheaded the local rally across the street from the office of Saskatchewan Premier and local MLA Brad Wall. Reynolds says Saskatchewan lags behind in other provinces with the number of midwives, and her group wants the province to address the issue.
I had a super easy pregnancy. I was low risk and I didn't need to see a doctor. I wanted a natural childbirth, and I wanted someone who was going to be there and supportive of my options. We're not here to say that we think that women who are low risk or women should have midwives. We're just wanting the choices.
Since midwifery became regulated in Saskatchewan in 2008, the province has spent over $14 million for the program, which went from 0 to 15 funded midwifery positions, now available in the Saskatoon, Regina-Fort Qu'Appelle, and Cypress Health regions. And as the midwives are hired as employees of the health regions, each region is struggling to fill these positions based on an overall national demand versus the amount of actual available trained midwives.
We don't have a program here in Saskatchewan, so we are reliant upon the educational opportunities that midwives do take part of in other provinces. And part of the challenge is that once their return of service bursary ends, in some cases the midwives decide to go back to the province in which they're from, because they're basically coming out here to start their career, but this may not be home. That's the position that we are in right now, and we certainly each year we look to see if other health regions are interested in offering a program, and make those decisions about funding decisions according to kind of the need and the demand that's out there.
Midwifery services are currently offered in Saskatoon, Swift Current, Regina, and the All Nations Healing Hospital in Fort Qu'Appelle, with the province offering $2.2 million annually for the program. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at MyLocalTV.ca. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.